Your mechanic is not allowed to fix your car anymore, and the manufacturer designed it that way on purpose. Right now, in 2026, a quiet war is being fought over who controls the right to repair 293 million vehicles on American roads. On one side, 273,000 independent repair shops and 900,000 technicians who work in them. On the other side, the automakers who have spent the last decade building a system that locks those mechanics out of your vehicle's most critical systems and funnels you straight to the dealership. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how this lockout works, why it is getting worse right now, and what 3 moves protect your wallet before it is too late. If you have ever walked into a local repair shop and assumed the guy behind the counter could fix anything you drove in with, that assumption is now being systematically dismantled. The independent mechanic has been the backbone of American car ownership for over a century. 70% of all out-of-warranty automotive repairs in the United States happen at independent shops, not dealerships. These are the people your parents trusted, the shops in your neighborhood, the businesses that kept your family on the road. But the vehicles rolling off the line today are not built like the ones those shops learned on. They are built like smartphones, and just like a smartphone, the manufacturer has decided that only they get to open the software. Stay with me, because the mechanism they are using is more sophisticated and more profitable than most people realize. Let us start with how modern vehicles actually work. A car built in 2024 does not have one computer. It has dozens. These are called electronic control units, or ECUs. And they manage everything from your engine timing to your lane-keeping assist to whether your parking brake releases correctly. In the old world, a mechanic who understood engines and wiring could diagnose and fix nearly anything with basic tools and a repair manual. In the new world, diagnosing a fault requires proprietary software, manufacturer-issued credentials, and in many cases, a dealer-specific authorization code that independent shops simply cannot get. Sherry Pheasant, a 12-bay shop owner in Sparks, Nevada, who was named 2025 Female Shop Owner of the Year, described the situation plainly. She said her technicians often get 75 to 80% of the way through a diagnostic before the scan tool stops them cold and demands a dealer code to continue. The repair cannot be completed. The vehicle has to be towed to a dealership, and her nearest dealership is 2 months out for service. That car sits. That customer pays. That mechanic loses the job despite doing everything right. But here is the part that should make you genuinely angry. The manufacturers are not locking out this data because they cannot share it safely. They are locking it out because sharing it would cost them money. February 2026, a report called My Car, My Data confirmed what independent shops had been saying for years. Automakers are actively restricting independent repair facilities from accessing wireless telematics data, the real-time diagnostic information streaming from your vehicle every time you drive. That data tells a mechanic what is wrong with your car before you even open the hood. Dealerships get it. Independent shops do not. But it gets worse than just repair access. The Auto Care Association's president publicly alleged that while automakers are blocking your mechanic from seeing that data, they are simultaneously selling it to insurance companies, to advertisers, to ticket sellers and fast food restaurants. Your vehicle is generating revenue for the manufacturer every time you drive, and you never consented to that arrangement and are never told it is happening. The same data they claim is too sensitive to share with a certified mechanic is apparently safe enough to sell to a coffee chain. Now consider what this lockout is doing to the repair shop ecosystem itself. A single diagnostic tool for one vehicle brand can cost thousands of dollars, not hundreds, thousands. A shop that used to service any make and model that pulled through the door now has to choose. Either pay for expensive proprietary tools from multiple manufacturers, or specialize in just 1 or 2 brands. Smaller shops cannot afford the full toolkit. they are being squeezed out of the market by cost structures that were deliberately designed by the manufacturers they depend on. And when those shops close, your options shrink. Prices go up. The dealership becomes the only viable choice, which is exactly what the manufacturers intended. Here is where this becomes a direct financial threat to you personally. Researchers estimate that 15 to 20% of vehicles currently written off as total losses by insurance companies could actually be economically repaired if independent shops had proper access to diagnostic tools and parts. These are not catastrophically damaged cars. They are cars with fixable problems that the repair data lockout has made artificially uneconomical to fix. So the insurer declares a total loss. The car gets scrapped, and you lose your vehicle over a problem that a qualified mechanic could have solved for a fraction of the replacement cost. Meanwhile, the average American vehicle is now 12.8 years old, a record high. Americans are holding on to cars longer than ever because new vehicles have become unaffordable. But the longer you hold an older vehicle, the more complex the repairs become, and the deeper into proprietary software territory you go. The window to fix your car cheaply and locally is closing in real time. There are currently two competing bills in Congress, the Repair Act and the Safe Repair Act, both promising to protect independent shops and consumer choice. 83% of vehicle owners in a 2025 poll said they support the right to repair. But automakers are lobbying aggressively against the stronger version of this legislation, and the weaker alternative is designed to look like a solution while changing almost nothing. So what does a smart car owner do right now before the window closes entirely? First, identify your local independent shop before you need one. Shops that have invested in broad diagnostic capability are the ones that survive this transition, and they are currently fighting to stay open. Building that relationship now, while the shop can still service your vehicle, protects you from dealership monopoly pricing later. Second, look hard at vehicles built before 2019 when purchasing used. The data lockout architecture was still being built out in most manufacturers through the late teens. Vehicles from that era have far more systems accessible via the standard OBD2 port, the universal diagnostic connector that all cars have used since 1996, without requiring manufacturer authorization. A 2015 or 2016 model from a reliable brand is not just cheaper, it is structurally more repairable by the person you actually trust. Third, document everything about your current vehicle's repair history yourself. The manufacturers are building a world where your car's service record lives in their database, not yours. If the independent shop you trust loses access to your vehicle's diagnostic history because it was stored in a proprietary manufacturer cloud, you lose leverage. Keep paper records, request printouts, own your own data wherever possible. Because here is the final detail they buried in the lobbying documents. The manufacturer's stated justification for locking down repair data is cybersecurity. The argument that giving independent mechanics access to vehicle systems creates a hacking risk. That argument sounds reasonable until you learn that those same manufacturers are already selling your vehicle's data to third-party commercial buyers with no cybersecurity review whatsoever. The security concern was never about your safety. It was always about their revenue. 273,000 shops, 900,000 mechanics, 293 million vehicles, and a deliberate system designed to make all three of those things irrelevant in favor of a dealership monopoly that charges 40% more for the same repair. If you found this useful, hit subscribe, because the next video covers the specific vehicle brands with the most locked-down repair systems, and the ones where your independent mechanic can still actually save you money.